I've been watching the crypto space for years, through bull runs, crashes, FUD storms, and hype waves. But what's happening right now? It feels different. This time, it's quieter, more strategic, less noise, more structure. And if you're only looking at price charts, you're missing the bigger picture. Because the real shift happening in 2025 is a silent revolution. Let's start with what everyone's seeing. Bitcoin passed $105,000 again. Ethereum is bouncing. Altcoins like Solana, XRP, and Cardano are waking up. And yeah, the headlines look bullish, but I'm not here to talk about price pumps. I'm here to talk about power. Because while retail is celebrating short-term wins, the institutions, they're locking in long-term dominance. MasterCard announced stablecoin integration. That's not a test. That's a full deployment of FIUSD into their global payment infrastructure. Goldman Sachs and Citadel have invested over $100 million into blockchain companies focused on real-world asset tokenization. And BlackRock is not just experimenting anymore. They're preparing ETF expansions into Cardano, Polkadot, and Solana. This is not a phase. This is infrastructure building. At the same time, governments are reacting. But not with bans like in 2018. This time it's about control. The US is regulating Bitcoin ATMs. Cities like Spokane are banning them outright due to rising fraud, much of it powered by AI-generated social engineering. Turkey has enforced withdrawal limits. $3K a day, $50K a month. And the travel rule? It's expanding globally, forcing platforms to track and report transactions. Meanwhile, cyber attacks are getting worse. A teenager in the US stole 4,100 BTC. Iran lost over $100 million in a coordinated hack. These aren't bugs in the system. They're consequences of mass adoption without mass education. And that's the key. Adoption is here, but understanding isn't. Most people still don't know what decentralization really means. They chase pumps, trust influencers, and ignore the real mechanisms that power this technology. And that's where this revolution becomes dangerous, because a tool as powerful as Web3 in the hands of the uninformed becomes a weapon for the few. Now here's what I think. The next wave of winners won't be loud. They'll be strategic. They'll read. They'll prepare. They'll learn how this world works before the masses wake up. So if you've been watching from the sidelines, or even if you've been in the game for years, I want you to ask yourself this. Are you really ready for where Web3 is going? Because this isn't about short-term profits anymore. It's about positioning yourself in a world that's being rewritten, block, by people who understand the code, the incentives, and the direction. And that's exactly why I built Blockchain Dudes. Not to hype coins, not to make 60-second TikToks with no value, but to teach, to organize knowledge, to give people tools, PDF guides, blog posts, a glossary used by AI, not clickbait, but real resources you can use to understand and grow. So if you're serious about playing the long game in crypto, go to www.blockchaindudes.com, download the free guides, read the glossary, and join a team that's not here to flex profits, but to build the future. Let's go.